So now we are going to continue the stock turnover ratio. See the sum. They asked to calculate the stock or inventory turnover ratio. So what are all the information given? That is net sales, revenue from operations 3 lakhs, gross profit 25% on cost. Okay, opening stock was 1/3 of the value of the closing stock, and closing stock was 30% of revenue from operations, that is net sales. Okay, so first we have to write the formula: cost of revenue from operations divided by average inventory. See the sum. So gross profit percentage is 25% on the cost. So we have to consider cost will be the 100, profit is 25. So what will be the sales? 125. Okay, and we are having the amount of sales, that is 3 lakhs. So from this information we are going to find the amount of cost of revenue from, that is the profit. We can able to calculate the profit. Okay, so see, because to calculate the cost of revenue from operations, what is the formula? Revenue from operation, that is net sales, minus gross profit. That is the formula, no? So in this, revenue from operation, that is net sales, is given, and we have to find the gross profit. So in order to calculate the gross profit, this gross profit percentage information is given in this sum. Okay, so see here. So we are having the sales amount, so you have to keep the sales as the base. Okay, so if sales is 125, profit is 25, and if the sales is 3 lakhs, what will be the gross profit? Okay, so the gross profit is 60,000. See here, gross profit is 60,000. Next, so in order to find the opening stock, we have to know the closing stock. I'm right. So opening stock was 1/3 of the closing stock. So first we have to find the closing stock. So closing stock, how to calculate? That is 30% of net sales, that is 3 lakhs. Okay, so 90,000. So in this 90,000, opening stock was 1/3. So 90,000 to 1/3, 30,000. From this information, we calculate the opening stock and closing stock. So then we have to calculate the average inventory. It is very easy, no? That is opening plus closing divided by 2. We will get the average inventory. So next we have to see the cost of revenue from operation, that is revenue from operation minus gross profit. So by applying the formula, we can able to calculate the cost of revenue from operations. Next we have to apply in the ratio, that is the stock turnover ratio is 4 times. So it takes 4 times to convert the stock into the sales. Okay, so see the next sum. Stock total revenue from operation, that is sales, total revenue. So as per the formula, cost of revenue from operation equal to, what is that? Revenue from operation, that is the net sales. Revenue from operation, that is called as the net sales, minus gross profit. That is the formula, no? So see, it is a sales. We want to know the net sales. Net sales means sales minus sales return. Here see, net revenue from operation is also called as net sales. Okay, that is sales minus sales return. We will get the net sales, which is called as net revenue from operation or net sales. Next we have to find the gross profit. Gross profit is 25% on revenue from operation, that is sales. So what is that net sales? Net sales is 6 lakhs, that is 6 lakh 30,000 minus 30,000 is 6 lakhs. So in this net sales we have to calculate 25%. So the gross profit is 1 lakh 50,000. The next is stock turnover ratio is 5 times and closing stock is 12,000 more than the opening stock. Is more than the opening stock. So we have to assume the opening stock as X. Okay, so see here. Cost of revenue from operation equal to revenue from operation, that is net sales minus gross profit. So from this, the revenue from operation net sales is 6 lakhs and gross profit we calculated 1,50,000. The balance is the cost of revenue from operation. And see here we have to apply in the formula, but we have to find the average inventory. I'm right. So stock turnover ratio is 5 times. So just apply in the formula and cross multiply. That is average inventory equal to 4,50,000 divided by 5. Okay. So we will get 90,000. So in this sum, the closing stock is 12,000 more than the opening stock. See the sum? Closing stock is 12,000 more than the opening stock. So we have to find the opening stock. So in this sum, the opening stock amount is not given. So we have to consider the opening stock be X. So here, see here, we are considering opening stock equal to X. So closing stock equal to 12,000 more than the opening stock. So X plus 12,000. Okay. So what is the formula for calculating the average stock? That is opening stock plus closing stock divided by 2. I am right. Okay. So we have to apply this in the opening stock and closing stock. So instead of opening stock, we are writing X. See here. Instead of closing stock, X plus 12,000 divided by 2 equal to average stock. Okay. So X plus X, 2X. 2X plus 12,000 equal to, what is the average stock? That is, we calculated as 90,000. And we have to cross multiply. So 2 into average stock 90,000. Okay. And we have to write as 2X is equal to 90,000 into 2, 1,80,000 plus 12,000 minus 12,000. So we have to apply the mathematical rules and we have to find the X. X is the opening stock and closing stock is X plus 12,000. That is 84,000 plus 12,000, 96,000. It's very simple sum. Okay. See the next sum. So they asked to calculate the inventory turnover ratio. Inventory on 31st March. Amount is given for 2019 to 20 and 20 to 21. And revenue from operations. Gross profit is 25% on cost of revenue from operations. So amount is given. In the year 2019 to 20, okay, 2019 to 20, inventory increased by 2 lakhs. Inventory increased by 2 lakhs. Okay. So actually what is the amount of inventory on 2019 to 20? This is the 31st March. That is the closing stock. Closing stock. This two amount, that is for 2019 to 20 closing stock is 7 lakhs and 20 to 19, 21 closing stock is 17 lakhs. This is the closing stock. So in additional information, 19 to 20 inventory increased by 2 lakhs. So at the end of the closing stock, at the end of the closing the accounts, inventory is increased by 2 lakhs. So what will be the opening stock? That is 7 lakhs is the closing stock, which is increased by 2 lakhs. So the opening stock will be 5 lakhs. Okay. Actually, the opening stock is 5 lakhs. In this, after during that year, there will be the business activity, no? So the stock is increased by 2 lakhs. So the closing stock is 7 lakhs. Okay. So from this information, we can able to find the opening stock. Opening stock is 7 lakhs. So this year, 2019 to 20 closing stock will be the opening stock for 2020 to 21. I'm right. So 2020 to 21 closing stock is 17 lakhs. What will be the opening stock? Opening stock is 7 lakhs. Okay. So very simple. Okay. Now we can start the sum. So first we have to write the formula and see. It's a very easy. Directly we can able to calculate. That is 25% on the cost of revenue from operation. Okay. How to calculate? See, on the cost, 25% on the cost. So we have to consider cost as 100, gross profit is 25, so sales will be 125. We are having the revenue from operation. Okay. So how to calculate the revenue from operation? Revenue from operation is called as sales. Okay, well, revenue from operation is called as sales. So we are having the sales amount as 50 lakhs. Okay, well, so see, if sales is 125, the gross profit is 25, and if the sales is 50 lakhs, what will be the gross profit? Okay, so what is the purpose of finding the gross profit? Only if you are finding the gross profit, we can able to find the cost of revenue from operations. Okay, because revenue from operation is already in the sum, that is 50 lakhs. So we have to find the gross profit. Okay. Next, average inventory. Average inventory I already explained. What is the opening stock? 5 lakhs. What will be the closing stock? 7 lakhs. So 12 lakhs divided by 2, 6 lakhs. And we have to apply in the formula and find the number of times. So 19 to 20 is over. Next, come to 20 to 21. The same one. How to calculate the gross profit? That is 25 by 125 into 75 lakhs. Okay, so 25 by 125 into 75 lakhs. So see this calculation properly. So here 25% on cost. So we are considering cost as 100, gross profit as 125. So sales will be 125. And what is the amount we are having? The sales amount. Okay, so sales is 125, gross profit is 25. If the sales is 50 lakhs, what is the gross profit? The same procedure. If sales is 125, gross profit is 25. If the sales is 75 lakhs, what is the gross profit in the year 20 to 21? Okay. The next we have to apply in the formula to calculate the cost of revenue from operations. Next one is the average inventory. What is the opening stock? 7,000 will be the opening stock for the year 20 to 21. So 7 lakhs plus what is the closing stock? 17 lakhs. So it is very easy to find the average inventory turnover ratio. Okay. Next. So in this sum, it is the gross loss. So if there is a gross profit, we are subtracting If there is a gross loss, we have to add. See the formula. So inventory turnover ratio, first write the formula, and gross loss is how many percentage? 5%. 5% on the sales. That is revenue from operations. Okay. So we are easy to calculate the gross loss. So cost of revenue from operation equal to revenue revenue from operation plus gross loss. Revenue, what is the formula? Revenue from operation plus gross loss. It's a very simple sum. Okay. So next we are going to see the first we finish the what is that? Inventory turnover ratio. Inventory turnover ratio. The next we are going to see the trade receivable turnover. Trade receivable is also called as debtors turnover ratio. So what is the need of finding this ratio? That is, we are finding the ratio to study the relationship between the net credit sales. Net debtors is nothing but credit sales. I am right. Net credit sales and the debtors or the book debt. So there is three names. Relationship between net credit sales and the debtors. Debtors also called as book debt. So what is the main objective to finding the turnover, this trade receivable turnover ratio? To measure the company's credit control. To measure the company's credit control, how to control the credit and how to assess how much cash is tied up with the debtors or book debt. So what is the main objective? To control the company's credit and to know how much cash is tied with the debtors or book debt. Okay, so trade receivable we already know, debtors plus bills receivable. Debtors is also called as book debt or customers. Okay, plus bills receivable. So who is the debtors or the customers to whom the goods are sold on the credit? And what is meant by bills receivable? That is, the bills are issued by the firm in the favor of the customers. For what purpose? For the credit sales, and accepted by the customers, and the bill is also accepted by the customers, which is known as the bills receivable. Okay, so what is the formula? That is trade receivable turnover ratio. Trade receivable, we have, by seeing that we have to know it is the net credit sales. Net credit sales. Okay, so net credit revenue. So revenue from operation is called as sales. I am right. So no need to mug up the formula. Okay, so simple logic, that is trade receivable is nothing but the net credit sales. So revenue from operation is called as a sales. So net credit sales or revenue from operation divided by average trade receivable. Average trade receivable. So trade receivable we already know, we have to include the debtors plus bills receivable. So in order to find the average trade receivable, we have to add the opening debtors plus opening bills receivable. Next, we have to add with the closing debtors and closing bills receivable divided by 2. So see the sum. So net credit sales, that is net credit revenue from operation is called as net credit sales, should be calculated. We already know no? Then credit sales means total credit sales. From the total credit sales, we have to subtract the sales return. We will get the net credit sales. Net credit sales. Okay. So to find the net sales, we are subtracting total sales minus sales return. The same formula. In order to find the net credit sales, we have to subtract the sales written from the total credit sales. Okay. Next, how to find the average trade receivable, that is opening debtor plus opening bills receivable plus closing debtor plus closing bills receivable divided by 2, or it is also called as debtors plus bills receivable is called as trade receivable. So opening trade receivable plus closing trade receivable divided by 2. Okay. Next, when only the total sales is given, opening debtors, opening bills receivable, closing debtors and closing receivable not given, when only the total sales is given, then the opening trade receivable equal to, that is we have to consider the total sales is the net credit, and only the total sales is given, we have to consider the total sales is the net credit sales. Okay. Next, so we have to know types of debtors. So there will be the 3 different types of debtors: debtors for goods, debtors for asset and debtors for income. So we have to include only the debtors for goods. So goods is nothing but the credit. Okay, that is debtors for goods is called as a credit sales. Only the debtors for goods should be included while taking into account of the net credit sales, because only debtors for goods to whom the goods are sold on the credit is only taken into consideration. And if there is any provision for doubtful debts, that amount should not be deducted, should not be subtracted from the debtors. That is trade receivable. So what is the reason? Because the purpose, what is the main objective of this ratio? To see the credit and the collection policy of the business. In order to know the credit and also the collection period of the business. Okay, so in the balance of the opening debtors or opening bills receivable is not given, it should be taken as the zero balance. Okay, and when it is difficult to calculate the credit sales, the cash sales, this will be considered as the credit sales. Keep in mind, when the credit sales is very difficult to find, to calculate, then cash sales will be considered as the credit sales. So these are all the informations. So debtor for goods only taken into consideration, that is the goods which is sold on the credit to the customers. And if there is any provision for doubtful debts, that amount should not be subtracted from the debtors. When the credit sale is very difficult to calculate, then cash sales to be considered as the credit sales. Okay. And next one is how to calculate debt collection period or average collection period. So what is the main purpose of calculating the debt collection period? That is to know the average time for collecting the amount, due amount from the debtors. To know the average time for collecting, that is the main purpose of finding the debt collection period. To know the average time for collecting the due amount, because it is the credit sales. Okay. So what is the formula of finding? This is will be, the result will be in the number of days or number of weeks or number of months. Weeks or days or months. Okay. So after calculating the trade receivable, that is debtors turnover ratio or trade receivable turnover ratio, if it is mentioned in the question to calculate the debt collection period, we have to find that debt collection period. The result will be in number of days or number of months or weeks. If you are considering the days, What is the formula? 365 days divided by trade receivable turnover ratio. And if you are using the 12 months, so the result will be in the months. Okay. How many months is collected is how many months amount is collected from the debtors. How many months is taken, that is to how many days amount is collected from the debtors. Okay, so if you are taking the 52 weeks divided by trade receivable turnover ratio, the result will be in weeks. Okay, so see the sum. It is a very simple sum. Trade receivable turnover ratio is, we have to find the trade receivable turnover ratio. So in this, total sales, that is total revenue from operation is given, and cash sales is revenue from operation in cash, 20% of the cash sales. It's very simple, no? So we need the net credit sales, that is net credit sales. What is the formula? Total credit sales minus sales return. Okay. So what is the total sales? That is 4 lakhs. In this 4 lakhs, first we have to find the 20% of the total, that is the cash sales. So the remaining will be the credit sales, that is called as the net credit sales. Total sales minus cash sales is called as the net credit sales. Okay. Next, we have to write the formula net credit sales divided by average debtors. So in this sum, debtors in the beginning, debtors at the end is given. So by adding the two amount divided by 2, we will get the average debtors. And turnover ratio we have to write in the number of times. Okay, so net credit sales is 3,20,000 and average debtors is 80,000. So the result is 4 times. Okay. So we will continue the sums in the next class. Okay. So do all the sums in your classwork note.